Hey everybody, Lisa here. Thanks for your patience as I get my computer functioning. I'm in the studio ready to get some prints rolling for a show I have coming up, and I wanted to touch base with you guys about the week's agenda. Please note that you may have, if you need it, an extra day, as I took an extra one to get some notes out to you. Thank you very much for all of the sincerely exciting responses that you've had, both posts for your own good and regarding other people's work. I'm really excited to see how you develop your Museum of Me. That, as a reminder, is an ongoing project, so make sure that that's something you continue to add to periodically. You can search up specific artists, so you can continue doing the fun find mode where you just type in something into Google Arts and Culture and see where it leads. So please take note that this week we start deeply into the book. It's heavy in language, and as we discussed in the first little quiz on the syllabus, learning art is learning a new language, and it takes a lot of commitment and a lot of continued usage. So please make sure that you are referencing the great book material. I went to a great talk today that I wanted to tell you guys about. Rose Marshak, is a professor at ISU, and she was talking about her uh, continued push in arts technology for an online community. And one thing she talks about to help build community is called TANs, short for tangents. And that's something that I'm getting used to, especially as you guys, some of you guys know each other, which is new for me in teaching online, as most people don't know each other, is that you are talking in not only in conversational language, or I would call it informal language in some of your posts to each other, but you're also referencing inside jokes. And those are kinds of things that are tangents from topics that are at hand. And I, at first, was going to discourage this. But after talking with Rose more about the importance of these TANs, little air quotes, to build community, I want to encourage this because I think that it allows you guys to connect both in real time and in front of each other and online. And even if that means that some of us don't understand the conversation, it still leads to more dialogue and possibly opens up other channels that some inside dialogue wouldn't lead to. So again, at University Galleries, I'm going to reference the Master of Fine Arts exhibition. This week we discuss the artist Calder and his line drawings in space. And I thought that these pieces by Travis are a really great indicator of line drawings in space. But these are glass cast pieces cast from branches of trees, and we can talk more about that process at a later date. But suspended inside these clear glass forms are these line drawings, and you can see the reference in a lot of these to a Chinese character or something like that, where we're starting to see it maybe as a kind of letter, or starting to form one of these, some kind of language, some kind of script. And I think it's important that that's acknowledged, because that's something that he's been thinking about a lot, is how these suspended characters become somewhat like letter forms. So again, I'll tell you a little bit more about how that process is done, but if you want to see that more in person, you can go to this week, closed tomorrow, Wednesday, but is the last week for the Master of Fine Arts show, and then there's a 2-week intermission for getting prepared for the next show. So Travis Adams is the artist. You can see these names of each work. Hot cast glass, meaning that he took an actual branch, he took a mold from it, in material that would hold up to hot glass. That is, if I'm not mistaken, usually around 2200 degrees. So we're looking at some super hot material to be able to pour into a mold and retain that tree branch form, but in a whole new kind of material, this clear glass with these forms suspended in it. Along, let's take a look at our folder for January 28th, week 3, if you haven't already done so. We've got a lot to cover this week, and again, it's very much the beginning of understanding some very basic building blocks called the primary elements in the foundation of art making. So I call this primary elements and the unknown because I also want to focus on being comfortable with the idea that there are questions that won't be answered. And that's really hard to come to, especially in a traditional setting of teaching where we are encouraged to always have an answer. So you'll be looking at chapter 2 in the book. Take note of the PowerPoints and study guides. The study guides are great references for test questions as well. We'll be looking at these specific building blocks: space, line, shape, light or value, texture, and color. And again, these are kind of, if we talk about it in terms of a metaphor, these are the letters of the alphabet. Next week, we're going to look at how to take these letters and build words, sentences, and structure those into compositions. So right now, we're just looking at the very basic kinds of ways to start building this language. Also note that we are discussing in terms of illusion. Art is creating a masterful illusion for the most time. It's a complete lie, but it's a beautiful and sometimes very engaging lie that we can participate in. So I'll encourage you guys to use that language, that it's not depth in a painting, it's the appearance or illusion of depth in a painting. So as you'll see, a reference to those glass sculptures I just showed you in the beginning. Remember that all of the red are questions that will need to be answered in the discussion post, which are several questions this week. Please do take a look at this Washington Post article on Drake's Hotline Bling music video and how this was familiar in reference to Turrell's work. Then we're going to study the science of color, which is a very complex discussion. So please ask questions. Take a look at this game, this app. I encourage you to download it and play it a little bit. It's really quite fun and kind of captures you in its simplicity, called Same, Same, or Different, where we can actually look at the relationship of color and the deception of color compared to what it's around. Everything is relationships. We're building an understanding of relationships. Then we're going into this very complex and very beautiful discussion by Cindy Foley on teaching like an artist. And this is a great video, not only for teachers, but for students to bring up some of these ideas on how do we engage one another and how do we encourage one another while still supporting one another and allowing for growth, allowing for personal growth, and not some silly specified idea of growth that's imparted on you by some major person that has no relevance to your life, and not to sound too negative about it. But then we'll answer those the discussion post, and we're going to get into a home art collection tour. So please make sure that you guys are not only keeping up with the posts and the reading, but that you're taking time for these extra bits. Take note that this is due February 4th, so you have some time for this one. I'll let you read through it, but I also want you to ask questions on it. I am also aware that we'll be coming up to a lot of technical glitches, and so I want you guys to make sure to be aware of tools at hand. And one is, if you have a question and you need it answered immediately and maybe I'm not responding right away, Google it. Google it. How do I do this? How do I do this in Blackboard? There's so many videos available, and some of them I have on our course description, but some of them I don't. And another one is making use of your screen capture or snip tool. So just thinking about a screen capture on your cell phone, you can do the same thing on a Mac by holding down Shift, Command, 4, and then it'll give you a cursor tool to draw a square, a box, where you need that snippet. And then in a Windows program, you'll be able to use the snippet tool, and I'm not exactly sure the quick stroke to it, but you can search for that in Finder or search for it in Google. And those are really great ways to get an easy JPEG or PDF capture that you can upload to the discussion board post. So make sure that you're starting to incorporate some of those tricks into your bag. I know I've got a long post here, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were on track and that we're all on the same page, and that if you have any questions, to make sure to email me. The final bit will be to look through your book and find an artist that compels you, someone that draws you in and makes you want to research them more. We're going to be presenting on artists throughout the semester, so I'm asking you to email me a selection of your choice, one artist out of the book, to be able to discuss in more detail down the road. Once people give me their selections, I'm going to lay out a list of the schedule of who's presenting when. You will be putting your post, which we'll talk more about that, what that looks like next week, and we're going to have then time for discussion posts after that. Thanks, you guys. Have a great snowy week. Keep me posted. Keep me posted if you are stranded away from a computer for too long, but hopefully we can get all of this good stuff taken care of. Talk to you later.